men segurum, tir men segurum, segur men segurum, tir men segurum, segur men segurum, tir men segurum, segur men.
Termen sigurmen sigurmen Termen sigurmen sigurmen Termen sigurmen sigurmen Termen sigurmen sigurmen
Termen segoro segormen segorum Termen segoro segormen segoro Termen segoro segormen segorum Termen segoro segormen segormen Termen segoro segormen segorum Termen segoro segormen segoro Termen segoro segormen segorum Termen segoro segormen segormen
segurum, tir men segurum, segur men segurum, tir men segurum, segur men segurum, tir men segurum, segur men.
Termen sigurmen.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thank you all for coming. Welcome to your Saturday morning Asatru, heathen, Norse pagan prayer service. My name is Reverend Ben Kowalski-Greg. I'm Gothi with the Troth, and this is sponsored by, or put on by, the Troth. Welcome and good morning. Oh, good morning, Duchess. Huzzah! The Duchess is here. Morning. Oh, we got the King too. The King and the Duchess this morning. welcome to you guys. Thanks for coming back, and welcome to any newcomers as well. I think we actually do have a newcomer here. Good morning, baby. How are you? I have a special guest today. Thank you, Chris. If you guys don't mind a moment, I'm just gonna set my daughter up for the morning. Thank you for finding my phone. I'm gonna set my daughter up for a moment, and I'll be right back. Here, come with me, Francesca. Thank you for your patience, guys. That was my daughter who just popped on the stream. She's new here. Also a newcomer to this. And also new to waking up at 6 in the morning. Okay, let's get back to where we were. So, what is this? What are you going to see today besides a surprise child coming in? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go through education. We're actually going to talk about what we do here, how we do prayer, all that stuff. Then we're actually going to do the prayer itself. Then we're going to just do a brief Q&A. Probably even more brief today because my child is awake and hungry. Okay, so what are we doing here? So this thing over to your right here is called the threefold method, right? Threefold because I use the number 3 a lot, just because it's an easy number to remember. Who made this up? I made this up. Yes, I made this up. This is not something I pulled out of a saga or something like that. It's something that that I just made up over the last 20 years. I do also want to say and set expectation here. Some folks come in very excited because what they think is going to happen is they'll see like something like that looks like a High-Lung concert. And that's what they think pagan prayer looks like. They see High-Lung, they see something like that, and they think, oh yeah, that's what it's got to look like. As you can see, I am not dressed for that occasion, nor do I perform that way. So what I am doing is not a performance. It's not theater. It's not musical. This is regular lived paganism, day to day. This is how one person, me, lives it, as exampled by the fact that, hey, my kid can sometimes walk in because that's life. That happens. So again, while I do appreciate bands like High-Lung and AWAR and all these other kinds of, neo folk trance bands, much of what they are doing is a performance. I just want to add that in here and set expectation for what you're going to see, because you're not going to see like super mystical, cool looking stuff. You're going to see just regular old lived day-to-day religion. So, how do we do this? First things first, let's get one question out of the way. Which way do you face when you're going to be doing prayer? Me, I have an altar right here, so I face that. If you don't have an altar, and I'm not going to tell you to go out and buy one so you can pray, I'm going to tell you that you have two options really. I think east and north, and these are the two directions that are mentioned in the lore in various places. The east, I believe Bede says the Anglo-Saxons look that way, and the north, I believe it's in one of the sagas that there was a village that faced that particular way. The way I synthesized those together is I said, okay, well, if the sun's coming up, I'll face east. If the sun's gone down or the sun's setting, I'll face north. So wherever you are in the world, if the sun's coming up, it's east. If the sun's going down or has gone down, it's north. Okay. And yes, if it's coming up but hasn't come up, like if it's really early in the morning and the sun hasn't quite popped up yet, east. Okay. Next thing. What is, how do we bless the space we're about to enter into? Because as you could see just a few moments ago, we pagans do not have the luxury, especially you pagan parents out there, we do not have the luxury of having single purpose spaces. Our spaces are multi-purpose. They are children's playrooms. They are gyms. You know, right behind me, you see workout equipment. They are gyms. There are offices. They are dirty laundry rooms. There are any number of things. This is a basement at the end of the day, right? Not a holy temple like 24/7. So I want to bless the space that we're in before we start using it. How do we do that? Well, old school way. For those who are of the old school, I always love doing this for you guys. It's the hammer rite. Hammer in the north, hail and hallow this holy stead. Hammer in the east, hail and hallow this holy stead. Hammer in the south, hail and hallow this holy. Why does my voice get? Every single time I do it, it gets an octave deeper each time. But that's hammer above, hammer below. That's the hammer rite. It's, you know, very theatrical, very high magic. Not for me. Never has really been my thing to do. And I've just never really been into magic. So, you know, another thing has come along where you have a torch of some kind or a lantern. You know, walk around a property, you know, claim it, chant over it, fire in that way. I don't have that kind of space, right? I don't live in rural Idaho. I don't, you know, have a vast forest behind my home. I live in a city. I don't know about you. I live in a small home. I don't know about you, but I don't have the kind of space you walking around with fire. Like, look, one hand here, touching desk, one hand here, touching wall. This is the space that I have. This is it. So I'm not going to be bringing a big old fire anywhere around here. Okay? I'm gonna burn my house down. So I've heard people using incense, but of course, I also have asthmatics in the house. Ain't gonna happen either. So what do? Well, I take a tip from our friends from the East. And use one of these. Use one of these singing bowls here, or a bell, or if you don't have any of those things, you can always just clap your hands. So ring, ding, or clap. I'm gonna do that 3 times, and then I bow towards the altar, and then I come to kneeling, where I'll start doing the prayer proper after blessing myself. So after coming to kneeling, I bless myself, touch my hand on my forehead, I say bless my thoughts, hand to throat, bless my words, and hand extended in front of me, and I say bless my deeds. Now, face has been blessed, I have been blessed, And now we're going to go and begin the prayer with all of our blessing. So now we begin the prayer proper. What do we say? This is tough. This usually makes people, especially newcomers, nervous, because what does one say to the gods? I know, so many guides say, well, just start talking. Easy for you to say. So what's a thing that we can say, right? Generally something that can anchor us. That's what we want. We don't generally just want to start talking, especially if we're new. We want something that's going to anchor us. Now, I wish I could say that anchor is provided by thousands of years of history of us repeating a prayer over and over and over again. Unfortunately, no. There's no such thing as a recorded Lord's Prayer or something like that. However, we do have a lot of poetry, and in that poetry, we have a couple of verses that really lend themselves well to prayer. Two of those verses are from the Sigdrifamal. Sing along if you know the words. It's Hail Day, Hail Sons of Day. That's the first verse, and then the second verse starts with Hail the gods, hail the goddesses. So there's these two verses that are from those poems. That's from that poem that a lot of us use as our prayer, like this, just Sigdrifa's prayer. A lot of us have that memorized, so we use it. So I'm going to use those. And then after those two, I'll start doing free verses, which is verses that I will come up with off the top of the dome, depending on who I am worshiping that day. So that morning. So if Thor is on my mind, I will worship Thor. I will make verses for after each verse I will prostrate. So it'll be verse then prostration, verse then prostration, verse then prostration. I see a question there. Sigdrifamal. It's part of the Poetic Edda. Just look up Sigdrifamal. It'll be verses 1 and 2. It's the speech that the Valkyrie gives after she awakens. You'll see it. So, just had to quick answer a question from the chat there. Okay, next. Where was I? Doing the free versus prostrations. Yep. So full face down, hands down after each verse, and then back up. Full face down, hands down, then back up, and we just keep doing that after each verse. At this point in the chat, feel free to put it. If you have prayer requests this morning, I will try to do my best to get to all of them. If you guys have gods or goddesses that you want hailed this morning, I will again do my best to accommodate everybody. Please note, however, I don't know everything, and usually each of these free verses have like a kenning in them for the god or goddess. If I don't know the god or goddess you're talking about, please just include a little bit about them and why it is you would like to pray with them this morning, if more than just a name. The regular, like the ones that are very common, like Freya, Thor, Loki, I can probably pick something up myself. And if there's something special that you're thinking about today that you would like called out in prayer, absolutely will happily do that for you. So if you have requests, pop them in the chat while I just finish up here. So after doing each of those prostrations and verses, and I also want to say, if you're doing this at home, you don't have to do a verse to every single god and goddess. You don't have to do 100 verses or 10 verses. You could just do one. And if you want to do 100 verses to Thor or 10 verses to Thor, you can do that. If you want to do 5 to Thor and 5 to Odin, that's fine. This is very flexible in terms of format. This is meant to be someone's really just daily prayers. If they want to do daily prayers, this is meant to be as flexible as possible. Speaking of flexibility, if there is any part of this that makes you, I would say physically, I can't do that, Like if that hits a physical limit for you, feel free to modify as you see fit. Okay, so if you can't do kneeling, you can't do prostration, that should not prevent you from praying. Okay, you will find you can adjust, find ways around it. You can still get a full feeling of prayer without having to do all of the things. This is just my way. Feel free to mix, match, modify as you see fit, as fits your life. All right, let's see what wonderful requests do we have today. Bagi, okay. Here, okay. Air, okay. Very good. Okay. So I got Tyr, Bragi, and Air. Break up for grief. Okay, very good. I get that. Okay. Air, Frigga, Tyr, and Bragi. You guys got it. All right. After doing those prostrations, we'll do a brief meditation, 2 minutes long, usually thinking about the divine encounter, thinking of prayer as us meeting the gods. Right? This is our moment with them. Yeah. And with that moment, what I like to think on is taking this moment. How am I going to take this moment out of here and into the world around me? By seeking wisdom, speaking kindly and truthfully to others, and doing good deeds, doing healing deeds. So wisdom, kind and true words, and healing deeds. Those are the things that I think on. How am I going to bring this out into the world as I meditate? That's about 1 to 2 minutes that I think on that. Then I'll stand, bow twice more, and then we can get to our Q&A. Cool? Oh, I see. I think Skadi's in there. Great. Well, last minute Skadi. Okay, you got it. All right. Let's get to it. Instructions will appear on the screen if you want to follow along at home. Let's get started. Bless my thoughts, bless my words, bless my deeds. Hail day, hail sons of day, hail night and her daughter. Look upon us with kind eyes, as we who are patient find peace. Hail the gods, hail the goddesses, hail the ever-giving earth. Bless us with wisdom and kind words and healing hands lifelong. Hail Bragi, hail greatest of poets, hail he of the rune-cut tongue. Bragi, bless and inspire those of us who create, who write songs, who write books. Bless our words that we speak the truth, that we speak courageously, and that with our words we increase the wisdom of all those around us. Hail Tyr. Hail to the Lord of justice. Hail to the righteous Lord, the one who grants victory. Tyr, may you give us the courage and the strength to follow the path of justice. May you give us the courage to bear the consequences, and to face justice with a open heart. Let me accept what is fair. Let me accept what is right. Hail Frigga. Hail the beloved. Hail to she who comforts us in grief. Frigga, come to us here in our moment of grief. Embrace us. We grieve as you grieved. Hold us in your mercy. Until we are ready to step beyond that grief. And may we honor the memory of those that we grieve. Hail Skadi. Hail to the winter huntress. Hail to she who walks behind the trees. Skadi, may you bless and guide those who are lost in the cold and the night. May you guide them. May you protect them. May you find their way home. All right, let's briefly meditate on these things here. Think on how we seek wisdom, how we speak kindly and truthfully towards others, and how we do good deeds. Oh, before I do, that just has reminded me that I forgot about hair. Apologize. Go back. Thank you, Duchess. Hail Air. Hail to the best of physicians. Hail to she who guides the hands of healing. Air, may you bless those of us who are sick, who have loved ones who are sick and ill or wounded. May you heal them. May you restore them. Fullness, the wholeness, the health. Thank you, Duchess. Now, let's meditate. Once again, think on wisdom, think on kind and true speech, and think on good and healing deeds. for doing that. Let's finish up. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. 1 minute, I have to once again attend to my child. Apologies, guys. Once again, you know, I picked this time for prayer service. One of the reasons was because my child usually sleeps until 7. So I thought like 6 a.m. for sure he'll be asleep. He has now grown into 6 a.m. as her wake up time. So best laid plans, right? All right. Let's see. Who do we have today? Duchess. Again, thank you so much for catching that. And thank you for the prayer. Oh, thank you. Yes, and thank you all for coming as well. If there are any questions that you guys have, if you have questions about Asatru, heathenry, Norse paganism, I'm gonna go I can help answer those. If you have questions about who's putting this on, the Troth, the organization, I'm the president of the organization, I can help answer a couple of those as well. Don't ask me for parenting tips because I am not I'm not great. Are Sol and Suna the same? You mean is the Sol Suna the son? Yeah. In my view, yes. Do you have any advice for first timers of pagan and Norse mythology? Do you mean reading Norse mythology, or do you mean practicing the religion? Or do you mean both? Because they're two very different sets of tips. I often find that when people are giving people tips, it's usually for reading, but this religion isn't read, it's lived. So I can give you tips for reading and learning, but also I do want to emphasize that this religion is, you know, it's lived in the, you know, the things that, you know, ritualize and determine the cadence of your life, like the holidays. This, like, here's a tip. There's a holiday this weekend, guys. Did you know this is a holiday weekend? Yeah, midsummer is tomorrow, technically, by the solstice reckoning. I know some people reckon by the full moon after the solstice, summer solstice, but typically the way we've done it is on the 21st of June, or in southern hemisphere this would be Yule, actually, for them. So part of what we do is adopting these holidays, and hey, midsummer's tomorrow. Hope you guys have I hope that some of you have some good parties planned. Yes, practicing the religion. So that's what I'm going off on. Yes, so part of practicing the religion, I would say, tips. Find a good guide to holidays. It changes the cadence of your life, really. when you start doing holidays in a different way. The Troth, I'm just going to talk us up a little bit. The Troth does have a full holiday guide, a full calendar that is lunisolar, is adjusted every year. So lunisolar means it's not tied to necessarily specific dates. There are some holidays that are on specific dates, but it's tied to when the sun's doing what it's doing and when the moon is doing what it's doing. So reckoned by lunar cycles and solar cycles. You don't have to, worry yourself about it. The Troth's already taking care of it. We've already got the Google Calendar out there that you can subscribe to. And also all the information as to how to celebrate those holidays, or how those holidays were traditionally celebrated. So you can do that. So adding in holidays, also I just focus on the basic day-to-day stuff. Prayers, holidays, that kind of thing, right? Finding community wherever you can, practice with these. I generally don't try to advise people in esoterica and things like that, or philosophy and theology. The first thing for me is always practical. The theology starts coming along later, and you start developing it later. But the important thing to do is to start developing ritual cadences in your life, and making it a part of your life. Yeah, happy midsummer. Yeah, everyone forgot to. It's so hard. This is one of the things about holidays. We get so busy, right? We get so busy, and we kind of are stuck in the rhythm of a previous religion, right? We get whatever our previous religion was, usually, especially in the United States, Christianity. We're kind of stuck in Christianity's holiday liturgical calendar. And then, kind of the secular holidays that you might celebrate wherever you are. You're kind of stuck in that because that's what you're raised with. That's what you know. Heathen holidays give you a different cadence to that life. And it makes the year meaningful in a different way. Okay, we have oh, and your birthday is next weekend. Well, hooray! Congratulations, King. Okay, I have a long question here from a service member. You just remove the faith codes. Let's look at the look on my face. All right, I can tell you right now, we are not happy about that. Yep, having to do waivers all over again. So, as far as this goes, as far as military accommodations go, the Troth doesn't do beard waivers. We will, however, do anything that affirms someone's also true faith, that their religion is indeed also true. We will do things like resources for holidays, so chaplains know, hey, yep, this is this guy's holiday calendar. He's going to need leave this time, or something like providing resources to, designated. They have an acronym for this, and maybe if our servicemen in the chat can give me it's the designated religious group leader, DRGLs, trying to provide those guys with resources, and hopefully the chaplain then keeping a list of those groups. Removing these faith codes makes that more difficult to do. So This is part of why our response is incoming to this recent change to military codes. But this is it does not make our job as an organization serving a minority faith tradition, nor does it doesn't make our job easier, and it certainly doesn't make the lives easier of the service members who need those codes. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. And like those codes, if I can go on a bit of a rant, those codes are on there because someone did the work to put them there. Okay, a service member went through the bureaucracy, did the paperwork, went to the meetings, did whatever they had to do. I know this because I know one of the people that got these codes added. Okay, I know what work he had to go through. I know how mind-numbingly painstaking it was. And he did that because he needed that code. People don't go through this for fun. People in the military do not try and get their faith codes added just for a laugh. It takes years to get stuff done like this. They do it because they need it. We needed those codes. That's all I'm going to say. Restore the codes. Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. And I see a couple people in here who've has some familiarity working within the military structure. The military does not do anything. The military bureaucracy has a way of slowing down things it doesn't want to do. Plain and simple. Administratively erasing us is not acceptable, and we shouldn't accept it. We should not accept administrative erasure for heathen service members, for Wiccan service members, Zoroastrian service members. No one should have to endure invisibility of their faith to serve, and we shouldn't accept it at all. And I also, and one last thing, because I have heard this, and again, I am sorry to rant on it. Your faith is not bloat. B-L-O-A-T, right? It's not administrative bloat. It's not, oh, this code's out of control. There's just so many bloated codes on here. Your faith is not bloat. Period. I don't care how many names we have for it. Each of those names, each of those codes was needed by someone. Just saying. You're not bloat. You're not a burden. It's not a... It is no administrative hardship for your code to be on there. You shouldn't have lost yours. No one should have lost theirs. It's not their job to say who's bloat and who's not. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Sorry for going off on a rant there. I know you were asking about beard waivers. I apologize that we won't be able to provide a beard waiver, but there are other things that we can provide for you while you're in the service. Yeah, this is, and this is another thing, King. When you decrease visibility, you make discrimination far more likely. You know, the notion of, like, you're supposed to be able to practice your faith, you're supposed to be able to do these things, but I think everyone in the military knows there are some things that can be made more difficult than others. There's more peer pressure to do certain things than other things. The military is a deeply conforming institution, right? Like, it makes you want to do things that the other people are doing. And it seemed like for a while we were getting some of the recognition we needed to practice our faith. But there are realities on the ground that discrimination happens. We know this, and decreasing our visibility makes that discrimination far more likely to happen, far harder to track, far more difficult to report, even though we know it's wrong. Again, easy solution, restore the codes. It's not going to solve discrimination. It's not going to solve it overnight, but not having the codes does not make that easier for us. Again, I apologize for going off on this rant, but it is important. It is important to us. It is important to me. All right. Thank you guys so much. I have to run upstairs and feed my child breakfast. So thank you so much for being here this morning. I absolutely deeply appreciate every one of you for coming, all our newcomers, all our returning folks. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a wonderful week, and we will see you again next Saturday at 6 a.m. or tonight. Probably tonight's is going to be moved a little later. I'm going to go watch a baseball game with my dad. So might be a little later getting on tonight, but we will also have service again this evening. Yep. Happy Father's Day. That's exactly why my dad and I are going to go watch some baseball with my daughter. So that'll be a great time. Thank you guys so much. Happy Father's Day. For those of you who celebrate, I also, happy Midsummer. If you just want to celebrate that one instead, if Father's Day is a bit complicated, which I know Father's Day can be really complicated for some folks. Hey, happy Midsummer. Celebrate that instead.